Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2020-21 season. My name is Dan and today we're doing a Game Week 6 team selection video slash Game Week 5 review of my team video slash, transfers and early captaincy sort of thoughts, I guess. So plenty of stuff to squeeze into this little video of mine. So yeah, please do make sure you give a big thumbs up on the video. It's going to be super helpful. I'm getting a few less views recently and I think my videos aren't quite getting pushed out to all the subscribers. So if you could give the video a thumbs up, that would really help me. So please do that, and thank you so much for those of you who are doing that. But anyway, we want to have a look at my team of last week. I had a pretty good week, right? So yeah, here we have it. Here we have the beautifully animated pitch, I guess, with all my players on there. A lot of people have asked me what app this is that I'm using on screen right now, and I just kind of wanted to clarify it in a video because I get asked all the time. It's not an app at all. All of this that you see in front of you now has been sort of designed and animated just for this YouTube channel that I've sort of try and present everything in a really nice way for you guys. So if you do enjoy this sort of animated content, please do make sure you subscribe to the channel. Aiming for 50,000 subscribers by the end of the calendar year. Let's see if we can smash that. I think we can. But yeah, I just wanted to give some clarification on what this screen is. So I guess we'll talk about the team. So the first thing you'll notice is that my overall rank has absolutely plummeted. Halved, in fact. I was sitting at 2 million overall, sort of at the beginning of Game Week 5, and I was really disappointed with my start to the FPL season. I really felt that I'd let myself down, and I kind of felt like I let you guys down as well a little bit, because usually I like to start a little bit better than that. Obviously, there's so much time to go in the season, and I'm still fairly confident I'm going to end up with a really strong finish. This is just the start. Let's see how we go on from here, but up down to 1 million rank now, which is a huge improvement over 2 million, half the rank. And now we can start pushing on to 100k, and then we can head towards the top 10,000 in the world, which I think we can do. It's going to take a little bit of patience, it's going to take a little bit of time, but I think we can do it. So yeah, stick with me guys, we're going to get there. But yes, a really good score from my wildcard team. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, this team was built on a wildcard. I did a wildcard over the international break. I shared it with you guys pretty early on in the wildcard, in the international break. Stuck with the team. This exact team that you see in front of you today, and it came off. It came off really well, and I think I've sort of hit all the key areas. So obviously, Emi Martinez in goal. I think we would probably all agree that's the best goalkeeping option you can have pretty much right now. Probably the number one choice for goalkeepers. So yeah, really nice. Clean sheet, couple of saves, bonus points. We love it. We love it all. And, Aston Villa have got some really nice fixtures coming up as well. So we like that a lot. Robertson seems to be the guy to pick over Trent Alexander-Arnold. So really happy with that. Obviously, he's got his 6 points. I did actually have Alexander-Arnold before, and he only got 1 point. So I switched to Robertson because I sort of thought Robertson's actually getting a little bit higher up the pitch. On the right-hand side, where Alexander-Arnold would usually occupy that space on the right of midfield, I guess. Jordan Henderson sort of been slotting in that gap, really. And that's sort of meant that Alexander-Arnold has been playing a little bit deeper than he did last season. On the other side, however, Robertson is sort of playing right up, really far up on the left-hand side. Mane is tucking in, which means Robertson is getting some really nice opportunities. He's getting plenty of crosses in. He's, getting plenty of opportunities to assist. He's having a couple of shots as well, which is really nice. And he's providing a lot more value, considering he's 0.5 cheaper. A little bit less than that now, obviously, but it seemed like a no-brainer, and that's come off. Chilwell obviously got the assist, but Chelsea letting in so many goals. As soon as they get Mendy back, I'm hoping they'll keep a few clean sheets again. We'll see about that. Ayling a little bit disappointed that he only got the 1 point. I do think Leeds deserved a clean sheet, and Ayling, if you watch the match, looks absolutely fantastic. Constantly getting so far up the pitch, constantly putting so many crosses in that we're getting. They're going all the way into the box to sort of Bamford and Rodrigo. Unfortunately, Bamford and Rodrigo were unable to finish off any of the crosses that Ayling was provided on this particular day against Wolves. But, on another day, he gets a clean sheet and an assist, which would be absolutely lovely. So we stick with him. He's done all right. Salah, obviously, Salah, when you're paying 12 million for a player, you expect them to get around probably an average of 7 points a game week. Yes, sometimes they'll blank, sometimes they'll get an absolute monster haul. But on this occasion, he got a standard 7 points. Nice little goal. We'll take it. We'll move on. Son, really impressive. Once again, he seemed pretty essential right now, doesn't he? I wouldn't want to have a fantasy team without Son in it, and he's delivered again. Rodriguez, didn't expect too much from him. Obviously, he'd just come back from sort of international duty halfway across the world, 2 days rest, and then straight back into the mix against Liverpool. Tough week for him, to be fair, but he managed to get an assist, which we like. Grealish, really marked out the game really in that game. So against Leicester, so yeah, he couldn't actually really get into the game as much as he'd quite like to, but he still looked pretty good. And then Kane, what can I say? When you captain a player and they score 2 goals and grab an assist within 16 minutes, was it 15, 16, 17 minutes, something like that, it's a sigh of relief. Whew. It's okay. I made an okay captaincy choice this week. So that was really good. And it's sort of, when they score so many goals so early, you sort of get to the second half of the game and you're thinking, come on, one more will do, won't it? Harry, come on, mate. But no, he really good captaincy choice in the end. Top scoring player of the game week. And I put the armband on him. So that's fantastic. We love that. We love that a lot. And then DCL, he's the postman, isn't he? He always delivers. He's this sort of really consistent striker of the league. Kind of like Jimenez was last season. DCL is kind of occupying that slot at the moment, looking really good in the air in particular. And then finally, Morpay, I guess a little bit disappointing, but he looked really good. He was taking plenty of shots. There was one particular point where he had the ball in a really good goal-scoring opportunity, and then for some reason, he shifts the ball onto his left foot and tries to take a shot on his left foot when the shot was ready to go on his right foot. He could have shot, but for some reason, he took the extra touch. And the goal wasn't to be. But again, positive. So overall, what I'm trying to say to you guys is that really a lot of positives. So pretty much every one of my players scored. Every one of my outfield players bar 3. So 7 out of 10 of my outfield players got a goal or an assist. That's insane. That's unheard of. Just the consistency throughout the whole team. The guys who blanked, I mean, they looked good whilst blanking. Ayling looked good whilst blanking. Grealish looked good. I know he's marked out the game a little bit. Leicester were all over him. But he looked pretty good as well. And Morpay looked really good as well. There's so many positives to be taken. Really happy with my wildcard team. And for those of you guys who perhaps followed me along with my wildcard, congratulations to all of us, I think, because we smashed it, guys. We smashed it and we did it together, and that's awesome. Looking good, really good position. But let's move on to what I'm going to do for this coming game week. Let's have a look at my game week 6 team and what my kind of thoughts are going into this game week. So here you can see my game week 6 pitch, if you like. You can see my squad value in the left corner there. Wow, by the way, the wildcard has increased my team value by so much. We are big money balling right now, guys, I tell you that. And we're going to have some really nice and tasty amount of cash to spend on our team going forward. But yeah, that's looking pretty good. Lots of my players have risen in price. But yeah, let me tell you how I'm going to line up in this game. So we're going to start off in goal, as we always do. Emi Martinez, no real surprises there. Like I said, probably the best goalkeeper in the league right now, making plenty of saves. Aston Villa looking, one of a few defensively sound looking sides in the whole league. They're doing really well defensively. They've sort of been a whole new defensive unit ever since, I guess I think a lot of you guys wouldn't have been around on this channel at the time, but at the end of last season, I was constantly hyping up Aston Villa's defence, saying, look how good they're improving so much. They were still conceding a couple of goals at that point, but it's come to the start of this season, and they've sort of resolved everything. They've resolved all of their defensive issues that they had sort of the first half of last season, the 2019-20 season, where they really had some troubles there. But now Aston Villa defence is a defence you guys want to get in on, seriously. And I'm very happy to have Martinez in goal because, guaranteed clean sheets. And then in my actual defence, we can start looking at just players who are likely to get goal contributions and not really worry about clean sheets, because clean sheets aren't really coming from anywhere. No one else is getting clean sheets other than Aston Villa, really, in a general sense. I know you can say Wolves are, but that kind of feels a little bit undeserved from Wolves. They are sort of overperforming in that regard. But we won't talk about that right now. Let's move on to some defenders. So obviously Robertson is going to play, right? I can't not play Robertson. I think against Sheffield United sort of the team you want to target in terms of getting clean sheets. So if you have a defender in your team that's about to play Sheffield United, you've got to play that defender, because Sheffield United have scored 2 goals in 5 games. One of them was a penalty against Fulham. So, does that even count as a goal? I'm not sure it does. But yeah, okay, fine. But in all of the metrics, so if you look at total amount of shots in the box, shots on target, shots from even like shots from set pieces, you go through all of those metrics, and Sheffield United are in the bottom 5 of pretty much every single one. So they're really not offering a lot going forward right now, which means they're a really good team to target when you're going for clean sheets. And that's exactly what we're going to do with Robertson. The benefit as well of Robertson is because we can have some assists. We can have some potentially goals, more likely assists in that game as well. So So really, I can expect a clean sheet and an assist from Robertson in this game week. So that's awesome. That's a few points for me there, right? Then we'll move on to Ben Chilwell against Manchester United. That's a kind of tough game. I get that's a kind of tough game. I don't expect Chelsea to keep a clean sheet, although to be fair, I never really expect Chelsea to keep a clean sheet. I'm just hoping that Chilwell can keep getting forward, get into midfield, Ben Midwell, as a lot of people like to call him, I guess. Get into midfield and getting some goal contributions. I think it could happen, but like I said, not massively high hopes for Ben Chilwell in this particular game week, but he's a player I want to own going forward anyway, and I do think he is capable of an assist. Luke Ayling next against Aston Villa, and I've got this. I've put this down as a grey fixture because I'm not fully convinced by this. Aston Villa are in such good form, so Luke Ayling, I think he is going to struggle a little bit. I think Aston Villa will probably beat. They'll beat Leeds maybe 1-0 or something like that probably. But, I still feel like there is a potential for, Leeds to keep a clean sheet. They are actually a lot better defensively than perhaps their total conceded goals perhaps suggest. Statistically, they're actually not bad defence at all, really. And penalties have skewed their stats quite a lot. So, yeah, I do think that there is some potential there for Leeds to potentially get a clean sheet. But I'm not banking on it. But out of all of my defenders, Robertson most likely to get a clean sheet, and I'd say Ayling is probably second most likely to get a clean sheet, and then hopefully he can potentially get an assist, but obviously that will cancel out my Martinez clean sheet. So yeah, maybe a 0-0 suits me in that game, to be honest, but I keep on to both players. We'll spread the odds a little bit, we'll hedge our bets if you like, which we don't mind doing. We don't mind doing that now and again. So Salah is in midfield here, so Sheffield United at home. People say that if you have Salah and he's playing at home against a team that is outside the top 6, you captain him. I don't know 100% if I'm going to captain him, but still, this is a really, really nice fixture. Sheffield United, I know we like to think of them as a typically good defence, but actually they've kind of been showing some fragilities. Last season, their defensive stats weren't actually that amazing. They just had a really good goalkeeper in Dean Henderson, who sort of kept a lot of goals, and they did outperform their expected goals conceded last season. And now they haven't got Dean Henderson, they are showing some more fragilities. They are conceding a few more goals. They did at the end of last season as well. So Salah could potentially get something here, and he's a really nice a nice player to look at for this game week, I think, and it's a good player to have. Moving on to Son. Son is against Burnley. I think last time, it was not last time, I think the time before, where Spurs played Burnley in the league, they won 5-0. I can't remember the scorers in that game. I believe Son got a goal and an assist, and I believe, I think Dele Alli got a goal and an assist maybe, and I think Kane got a couple of goals as well there. So yeah, Spurs actually absolutely smashed Burnley about around this time last year, maybe around that time, something like that. That was a home game, of course, but it does kind of seem, Burnley last season were really good defensively, and yet Spurs were their bogey team, and they really struggled against Spurs. So I think there's potential for some Sonny goals, some Sonny assists. So definitely another player you want to be looking at for a potential captain as well, I think. Yeah, definitely some potential there. James Rodriguez, I really like the look of for this game week. There's a theme here, guys. I like the look of a lot of players for my team this game week. I'm really happy with my wildcard. I'm glad I built it for more than 1 week, because I was sort of eyeing up a few weeks ahead. And it's all good. It's all good, guys. So yeah, James Rodriguez against Southampton's high line. Richarlison's not going to be playing in that game. Obviously, he's suspended. So Rodriguez is going to be playing a little bit further forward, I would imagine, and getting a few more chances as well, potentially on penalties as well, if Richarlison's not playing. Yeah, but Rodriguez, now he's had a little bit of break. He's not coming straight off of international. No European football midweek. I'm really looking forward to seeing what James Rodriguez can do this week. Against Southampton's high line, they're conceding a lot of goals, Southampton are. There could be some damage to be done here. I'm seriously telling you guys, there could be some damage. Let's see what happens there. And then finally, we're going on to Grealish. Again, like I said, Leeds are not a bad defence at all, really. I don't know if they're going to contain Jack Grealish or not. It remains to be seen. But, if Jack Grealish can get on the ball, if Aston Villa can score a goal, or if they can score 2 goals, it's very likely that Jack Grealish is going to be involved with it in at least one of them. He's sort of a player that I like because he's sort of involved in a round. If Aston Villa are scoring a goal, you think that Grealish is the most likely player to get either the goal or assist without looking at it. So you see a notification pop up on your phone. Aston Villa are 1-0 up. Straight away in your mind, you're thinking, well, it's probably Jack Grealish, isn't he? Either a goal or an assist, he's probably Jack Grealish. And that's what I really like in a player who's sort of the central hub of creativity / goals in their team. And Jack Grealish provides that. So, although it's not the most amazing fixture in the world, if there are goals for Aston Villa, which there very well could be, like I said, I think that the score will probably be 1-0 to Aston Villa. Jack Grealish is going to be involved, isn't he? So, like it, we'll move on. Up front, Harry Kane, like I was saying a little bit ago about Son. Harry Kane, couple of goals, I think, in about a year ago against Burnley. I think the second game they played against Burnley, they actually drew. But the 5-0 sticks out in my mind, thinking, you know, can Spurs do it again? They're in the form of their lives. Burnley, they are improving a little bit, but they're not quite the rigid, solid defence that they were last season. They haven't quite got up to that speed yet. So could a really inform Spurs and Harry Kane and Heung-min Son capitalise on that? The combination of Son and Kane I really like in my team, because you know if one of them scoring points, they're both scoring points. They're always, one's assisting the other is assisting the other. You know, they both get points, and it's a double bubble. It's a double bubble, Derek, and we've got points there. So yeah, really, you know, if Spurs score 1, 2, 3 goals, we're already looking at a haul for both Kane and Son immediately. So yeah, plenty of points there. Kane, another guy that you probably want to look at for your captain. And then DCL next, sort of reliable guy, right? Against Southampton. I don't know necessarily that Southampton is it a team that's going to suit Everton's play? I don't know. They like to get in a cross, don't they? Whereas I guess it could work, sort of countering down the wings and then crossing into Dominic Calvert-Lewin if he can get his really good positioning, get some nice headers in as he often does. But yeah, he's really capable of getting some poacher type goals as well. So like I said, the poacher type goals I'm not sure is 100% suited to going up against Southampton, but there could be some potential for some headed goals there. He's been so consistent. I think he is going to score against Southampton, right? It's got to happen. So yeah, let's move on to the final player, and this is one I weirdly really like, and I'm not going to tell you that to captain him, but Maupay against West Brom at home. Sort of West Brom really, really struggling defensively. Sort of the worst defence in the start of the Premier League, pretty much ever. And Maupay is playing for a Brighton team who just attack. All they want to do is outscore their opponents, no matter how many goals they concede. So that's going to be full of goals, isn't it? Brighton home to West Brom. You'd think there's going to be a lot of goals in that game, and if there's going to be goals for Brighton, more than likely coming from Maupay. He gets loads of chances to score. He's the main striker, I guess. He's also on penalties as well. So I would expect 1 goal at least from Maupay in that game. I wouldn't be surprised if there's 2 goals. If there's 2 goals, it wouldn't surprise me. And if there's a hat-trick, hey, it could happen. It could happen, guys. It could happen. And then also, Maupay does actually offer a little bit of creativity in the assists department. Sometimes gets the odd assist. He does make some nice passes, some nice key passes, create chances as well. So yeah, there's a lot of potential there. So on the bench, very quickly, Forster, he's never going to play. 4 million goalkeeper, just bench fodder, really. Alan Saint-Maximin, don't really fancy him against Wolves away. Wolves are just having this knack of keeping a clean sheet, whether they're playing well or not. Kyle Walker-Peters against Everton, I don't really fancy. I could potentially swap him with Ayling, but I don't really fancy that. I think, Everton are going to score goals against Southampton, so no clean sheet's going to happen there. Probably, anyway. And then, Everton are actually a lot better defensively than... the stats suggest they're a lot better defensively than they've actually performed in real life. So their expected goals conceded are far less than their actual goals conceded. So their defence is likely to regress to the mean a little bit and do a little bit better. So I don't even think Kyle Walker-Peters is going to get any assists or anything either in that game. But you never know, but I don't really fancy it. And then Ferguson, the guy who will never leave my team, even when he's injured. When he's fit, guys, trust me, when he's fit, you will be saying, I wish I put Ferguson in my team earlier. But we'll see. He's just a 4 million defender. He's just going to stay there anyway. Never have any plans on playing him until hopefully he comes fit at some point or another. But that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, look at this team, guys. Look at it. It's brilliant. It's so set up for the game. I mean, look at all the green. I mean, I've done these greens myself and decided what I think is a green, what I think is a red, what I think is a grey, I guess, fixture. But all of the attacking players have a green fixture, as far as I'm concerned. Goalkeeper green. Robertson on green. You've got Ayling and Chilwell, kind of tough fixtures, but the rest of them looks like real high potential to be a good scoring game week, even higher than last week. On paper, this is a higher scoring team than my game week 5 team. Same team, but this set of fixtures looks so much more favourable to me. So I really could think this could be a good week, and for that reason, I don't think I'm going to make any transfers unless an injury happens in the European games, something like that. I don't think I have any need to make a transfer, and I would rather bank the transfer and have it have 2 for next week, because having 2 transfers in the bank is so much more valuable than having one in one game week and another in another game week. When you've got 2 at the same time, it's so much more valuable than having 2 individual ones. So happy to roll a transfer, to be honest, and let's have a little bit of fun next week, see what we can do. But right now, wow, how can I change this team, guys? How can I change this team? It looks fantastic. It scored really well last week. The stats look fantastic. The eye test, it looks fantastic. I'm in positive spirits, guys. I'm in pretty positive spirits. I hope you can tell. So quickly on the captaincy choice, I've not done full research. I've done a little bit of research. We'll do proper research in Friday's video, and I'll tell you my definitive final captain. But right now, I'm thinking Harry Kane, captain, and Salah for the vice captain. That's what I'm thinking right now. Not 100% sure. We'll go over that properly on Friday, and I'll make my final decision then. But yeah, it's looking good, guys. I'm really, really happy to finally be going up the rankings, up to the, getting to around the million mark. I think we can probably push with a good score to about 200,000, maybe 300,000, something like that next game week if all goes to plan. Let's see what happens, guys. But yeah, we're going in the right direction, and yeah, we're going to get there, guys. We're going to get there, and top 10k is still very much on. Couldn't be happier. So thank you very much for watching this video today, guys. Remember to give it a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new around here, aiming for 50,000 subscribers by New Year. You know that, I've told you enough times already. If you are interested in following me on Twitter, I'm pretty active on Twitter. If you want to follow me on Instagram, support me on Patreon, or join my mini league, all the links are in the description. Next video tomorrow, I haven't actually decided what I'm going to do for a video for tomorrow. I think I'll probably put a poll up on Twitter so you guys can decide what kind of video you want. So yeah, do check out that on Twitter if you are on that social media platform. But aside from that, thank you so much for watching, guys. I do hope to see you on tomorrow's video, and yeah, I guess I'll see you later, mates. Bye bye.